Hi, Aunt Melissa? I'm pretty hungry right now. So can I go over to your house now to eat something?
Hi, Tim. Are you staying at home all alone? Where have your parents gone to?
Yeah, I'm alone at my house now, and Mom and Dad went out somewhere, but I don't know where.
Oh, really? Well, of course you are welcome to come over, but it's raining heavily here, so I don't think you should go out by yourself. So I think I should pick you up at your house. Can you just stay there and wait a little bit until I come?
Oh, you're coming all the way here to pick me up?
Yeah, I'm actually out shopping with your uncle right now, so I can pick you up at your house right after we finish shopping. Once we get home, then let's have lunch at our house.
Wow, that's great! Thanks, Aunt Melissa. And Uncle Todd will be there too?
Yeah, since he's off from work today, he'll be there too. He's looking forward to seeing you too, and is saying that he wants to play games with you after having lunch.
Yeah, I wanted to play with him too. I'm definitely gonna win over Uncle Todd today.
Well, Uncle Todd is also saying that he's not going to lose today either. So, can you wait a little more until I come pick you up? I know you must be hungry, so I'm so sorry to keep you waiting there. But we'll probably be able to finish shopping in about 10 minutes, so it shouldn't take that long.
Don't worry, because I can stay at home all by myself now.
Tim, that's so impressive, since I know you're only in 3rd grade.
No, actually, I'm already in 3rd grade, so I'm a big boy now. And Mom said that 3rd grade students can do anything by themselves. So I'm supposed to be able to do everything I can now, but unfortunately, I still can't cook. I guess I need to be able to learn how to do that by myself, too, so I won't have to starve.
Of course, you don't have to be able to cook yet, because cooking can be pretty dangerous to do on your own. So don't worry, you're already doing enough by yourself.
Well then, I wish I had enough money. Then I could just go out and buy any food at the convenience store without preparing to cook on my own. You know, my dog Spot is actually eating more snacks than I am.
Oh, really? Why does he get more snacks than you do?
Well, it's because our neighbors always bring Spot some snacks for him, so that's why he gets to eat more food than me.
Oh, I see. Well then, let's eat some snacks together at my house too.
Yeah, that's great, because I can always drink juice at your house.
I'm glad you're so excited about coming to our house. Oh, that's right. By the way, your dog Spot lives outside, right? Is he going to be okay out in the rain all day? I'm a bit worried that he might get really wet staying outside.
Well, he is staying in his doghouse outside, but he's all covered with dirt because of the rain.
Oh, poor doggy. Then I guess we should take Spot along with us too. Because I wouldn't want him to get drenched in the rain and get sick or anything. He does like taking a bath, doesn't he? So I guess we should probably put him in a bath right away when we get home too.
Sure, I'll help you make him take a bath too.
Thank you, Tim. That's so nice of you. Let's make Spot squeaky clean and stay at our house together until your parents come home. Anyway, so can you get ready and prepare your change of clothes by the time we get there?
Yeah, sure I will.
And your uncle will let your mom know that you'll be staying at our house, so don't worry about that, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Well then, I'll see you later. And remember, we'll be there as soon as possible, so just stay there and wait until we come, okay? Hello, Laura. How have you been doing? Is it okay to talk to you now? Oh, hi, Melissa. I'm surprised to hear from you since it's always my brother who actually contacts me. Is there anything wrong? As you might have already heard this from my husband, but it's about Tim that I also need to discuss about with you. What? Are you going to talk about this to me too? Oh, please. I've already heard enough from my brother, you know? So I absolutely don't want to hear more complaints about our parenting, because since this is about our family, could you just leave us alone and mind your own business? No, I don't want you to misunderstand. I'm not trying to complain. I just want to ask you a favor, so can you please listen to what I have to say? Well, if it's possible, would you be able to try to look after Tim and care for him a little more? I'm a bit worried about him these days. Well, thanks for the advice, but I am his mother, so I do think that I'm already taking good care of him right now. That's why Tim has grown this big and is so independent on his own now, right? So, honestly, I don't think there's any problem to discuss with you about. Well, that is true, but I do think Tim looks a little skinnier than his other friends. Of course, I understand that there are differences among personal growths, so I'm not saying that being skinny is bad or anything. But you know that he gives us a call and comes over to our house to eat food often. I'm so worried because he seems to be always hungry, so I wasn't sure if he was eating enough at home. And don't you think calling us is a sign from Tim wanting some kind of help? Oh, if it's about that, then please don't worry because I'm giving him enough food to live. And because I actually went through some tough times losing weight before, I want Tim to control his diet and continue to be slim. It's not like Tim isn't actually healthy now, right? And of course, Tim is eating the school lunch every day at elementary school, so I think his diet is balanced out with that as well. So I do think that you're worrying too much about his diet. It's not like I'm not considering about his nutrition, you know. But he is in his growth period now, so I don't think you need to make him go through dietary restrictions and just let him eat as much as he wants to. Ugh, can you please stop sticking your nose into our family business? As I said to my brother before, we're the actual ones who are taking care of Tim every day and not you two. It's not like we're being violent to him, so you don't have the right to say that our parenting is wrong. I am taking care of him with great affection in my own way. So, there is absolutely nothing you should say about Tim and our relationship. Of course, I understand. But if so, then I want you to take Tim out with you more often when you actually go out on the weekends. Because Tim seemed pretty lonely saying that he hasn't been going anywhere with both of you when he came over yesterday. You haven't been taking him out to places for several years, right? Ugh, you need to understand that we have our own matters, you know? I have my own life too, so I don't plan to adjust my schedule to Tim's everyday life. Because it's us adults that have the right to decide about our lives and happiness. And Tim is actually completely fine staying home alone now on his own since he can do anything by himself now. You see, my husband and I are so exhausted working every day. Under that situation, why do we have to use our days off to always be with Tim? I'm not saying that you should use all of your days off for him. Maybe just try taking him for a walk nearby in the neighborhood. Or even going out shopping is enough for Tim to make him happy and satisfied. Oh, that's right. I forgot. Melissa, you're just a part-time housewife, aren't you? You don't work long hours and you mostly stay at home. And you don't actually have any kids. So I guess you'll never understand what we're going through. So, I think you shouldn't be giving us any advice. Well, unfortunately, that's true. But I was actually a child before too, so I do believe I can at least understand how Tim feels now from that point of view. So, that's why I'm saying that I don't intend to adjust my plans to my child. We have our own plans and our own lives which we want to prioritize too. Or are you saying that parents have to stay with their children all the time and sacrifice our freedom and happiness? You know, the birth rate of the society is declining because of stereotyped people like you who think that way. So if you're so concerned about this, why don't you try giving birth to children before making complaints to other people's parenting? Because you will never be able to understand all the trouble parents are going through. Well, I'm just saying that it would be better if both of you can try to make some quality time with Tim for his sake. You know that Tim is still in 3rd grade and he's just a boy. And from looking at how Tim is doing these days, I do believe he still needs you and your husband's affection. It should definitely make him more happy and satisfied. Well, I absolutely don't think so, because Tim is doing perfectly fine under this current situation. You know that we even bought him a pet dog so he won't be lonely at home. And Tim can practically do anything on his own now, so I don't think there shouldn't be any problems having him stay at home. Ugh, don't you understand that I'm saying this to you because I don't think he is actually okay in this situation? Have you even noticed that there are so many things he still can't do on his own yet? Even though he tries to act like he's doing fine alone at home, he does seem to need some help from what I see. Will you quit saying that? I think I know enough about my own son. And though I'm actually related to my brother, honestly, you're just a stranger to me, right? As a stranger, you don't have the right to say anything to me. So don't stick your nose into other strangers' parenting, okay? If you like it or not, we're going to continue with this parenting style because that's something we parents decide. I do understand that nothing I say is persuasive to you since I have never raised a child, but I'm telling you how I feel from looking after Tim these days. I just think he needs some help. Since he's trying to be so responsible that he can do things by himself now. He probably just hesitates to convey his true feelings and doesn't try to ask for help from others. But you've only been looking after him like these past 6 months since you moved close to us, right? So don't act like you know everything about Tim, okay? I'm the one who has taken care of him since I was even pregnant and knows everything about Tim. All we're trying to do is make Tim become independent so he can be able to do anything by himself. Well, I actually don't think being independent is just being able to do everything by himself. I think it is also important to be emotionally stable, to be able to express your own feelings, and to ask for help when you really need it. That's what being truly independent is. Oh, you're so annoying. Don't give me your opinion since you don't have any kids. Why don't you try to give birth and take care of a child before making complaints like that? You should know that parenting differs in each way. As I already mentioned this to my brother, don't ever try to get involved with us again.
Hey, Aunt Melissa!
Oh, is that you, Tim? It's been quite a while since we talked last time. Have you been okay with everything these days?
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
Oh, really? I'm so glad to hear from you and know that you're doing okay. Since I haven't been hearing from you, and you haven't been visiting us lately. Uncle Todd and I were worried about you all the time.
You were worried about me?
Yeah, we were always wondering how you were doing, Tim.
Oh, well, you don't need to worry about me at all, because I'm a big boy and I can do anything by myself, you know. Guess what? I can even sleep in the doghouse with Spot now. So I'm not afraid of spending the nights alone by myself anymore.
What? You're spending the night alone with Spot? And you're going to sleep in his doghouse? What's going on? Does that mean that you're going to sleep outside in the dark just by yourself?
Yep, that's right, because my mom told me to sleep in the doghouse, so I'm staying home outside with Spot.
Even though you are staying home alone, I just don't understand. Why can't you just stay inside your house and sleep in your bed like you always do? And where has your mother gone, and when is she actually going to come back?
Nope, I'm not allowed to go inside the house because Mom says she's going on a trip for a while, so she doesn't want me alone inside the house. She gets really angry if I make the house a mess doing things on my own. So it's actually better for me to just stay outside with Spot in his house until Mom does come home.
Tim, I'm sorry, but I can't just let you go through this any longer. So I'm going to have to go over to your house right away.
Why are you coming?
I'm picking you up and taking you home, so let's sleep together at our house.
No, but I just can't do that, because Mom says I can't go over to you and Uncle Todd's house anymore. And if I do go, she said that I'm gonna have to say goodbye to Spot.
Oh, don't worry, Tim. That's absolutely not going to happen. And even if it does, I will definitely help you as soon as possible.
Really?
Yes, I promise. And of course you can bring Spot along with you to our house. So, let's spend the night together at our house with you, Tim, Spot, and me.
But Mom will definitely get angry at me if I do that, right?
No, I promise I won't let that happen to you. By the way, Tim, aren't you getting cold staying outside?
Yeah, it is pretty cold. But yesterday I was able to sleep outside thanks to Spot, because Spot warmed my body up sleeping next to me.
Did your parents leave the house yesterday? And you've been staying outside ever since that?
Yeah, but Mom said not to tell you or Uncle Todd and to keep it a secret. Oops. Oh no, what should I do? I wasn't supposed to tell you that. I just said everything to you and I broke my promise I made with Mom.
Hey, don't worry because I'll make it look like I didn't know about this and I was the one who found you at your house. So now I'm on my way to your house with your uncle to pick you up, okay? Oh, and of course, assuming from that situation, you haven't eaten anything, have you? So you must be really hungry. Okay, so once we get home, let's eat some hot stew together and get yourself warmed up.
Yeah, actually, I was getting pretty hungry, you know. And Aunt Melissa, thank you for everything. I'm so happy that both you and Uncle Todd are always so kind and care about me.
Melissa? What have you done now? I can't find Tim and Spot, and they are not at our house. So I'm assuming you did take both of them to your house, didn't you? Oh, Laura, you're finally home now. Did you just come back from your trip? Oh, damn it. So you heard everything from Tim, didn't you? I can't believe that boy just speaks about everything and can't even keep a secret. No, that's not true. Tim didn't say anything, so I was actually the one who asked him about what was going on. Well, I don't really care about that now. Since I'm home, I need you to return Tim back to us right now. And I guess our stupid dog, too. Sorry, Laura, but I can't do that. I'm not letting Tim or Spot go back home to you. Don't you still realize the horrible things you've been doing to Tim? Seriously, are you out of your mind? Hey, are you trying to criticize me about my parenting again? Because I definitely don't want to hear about this from you anymore. I'm taking care of Tim, teaching him how to do things by himself when he's alone. And I left him home because as a mother, I knew he was independent enough to handle everything on his own. So, I don't see what the problem is. And I don't think you have a right to criticize me. Listen to me, Laura. You made your third grade son stay home all alone in a doghouse. He spent the night outside in the dark with his dog, being cold and hungry. What were you actually going to do if something happened to Tim? Even if he did stay home inside, if you two are not there for several days, don't you understand that accidents may occur in a situation like that? Oh, please. Can you just stop saying that? I've already had enough of this. You see, I just came back from my trip and I'm so exhausted. I don't have any time to listen to some old lady's lectures. So you'd better just return Tim to us right now. If not, I will even call the police about this. Well, if it's about that, then we already did call the police. So you don't need to worry. Huh? Well, of course we did. Because you just left on a trip leaving your child at home all alone. Parents have the responsibility to raise and take care of their children. So, I'm saying that I'm raising him perfectly. Having a child stay alone outside in a doghouse while the parents are on a trip? Is that how you raise a child? But even so, I haven't done anything wrong to be caught by the police. I believe you and Todd are the ones who will get arrested. Because you just took away our child without saying anything to us who have the parental authority. Well, that's no problem because we even called the Child Guidance Center and confirmed everything, so we're all good. As of right now, Todd is discussing about what we can do for Tim from now on. So you should realize that what you did is a complete crime. What? A crime? Are you serious? I'm making him go to school and raising him. So tell me, what's the actual problem? I only had him stay alone for a few days, so I don't see why you're making such a big fuss about this. Well, don't you know that there are actual cases where mothers who leave their children alone get arrested? What? I guess you need to watch the news more often. And be aware of what you're doing and realize how irresponsible you are as a parent. Because your parenting is way off the ordinary standards of other parents. So, you're saying that I'm a criminal just because I went on a trip? Because it's not like I left a baby at home or anything. Tim is in 3rd grade, and he can do things by himself, you know? Even if Tim was able to do certain things on his own, he is still a child, you know? And if you were going to make him stay alone in the doghouse, we definitely wanted you to say something to us before you actually left for the trip. Because my husband and I do care about Tim as he is an important family member to us too. We wouldn't want anything to happen to him and would definitely regret if something actually did. Well, you and Todd always say bad things about our parenting. Though there were so many more things we actually wanted to say to you, we've only tried to say to you the least things to care about Tim. Like whenever Tim came over to our house saying he wanted to eat something, we never said that it was troublesome or bothered us, did we? Since we knew that Tim needed you and his father, I thought that was fine. But since Tim seemed like he was feeling lonely from hearing his comments and from looking at his figure and facial expressions, I just thought that I needed to discuss this with you one last time for Tim's sake. So I don't want you to misunderstand. It's not like I was just complaining or blaming everything on you. Are we really going to be arrested by the police? Isn't there any way to avoid that? Well, honestly, I can't decide that on my end, because the police are the ones to make that final judgment about your behavior. Melissa, you have to believe me and listen. Actually, you have to blame my husband for this. Because it's my husband who doesn't look after Tim at all, and was his idea to go on a trip leaving Tim at home all alone. But even so, if you did agree to that and went on the trip, then you have that responsibility too. And you have to know that my husband even does hit me sometimes. So I couldn't refuse his orders because I was afraid of his violence. So please, can you just tell the police that this was all just a misunderstanding? Can't you talk to the police again and make this look like I had to be out of the house because I was hospitalized with sickness? You know that can be easily investigated, so it's completely useless to make such a lie. I promise, Melissa. From now on, I will definitely take good care of Tim. And will never leave him alone and try to spend more time with him. I will make him eat more food and take him with me whenever I go out. And I will definitely do what you and Todd say. Well, I'm sorry, but it's too late to listen to our advice now. If you are really serious and care about Tim, then you should admit that you're guilty and make many efforts to be able to live with him again. I can't believe this. Why did you just have to make such a big deal out of this? If you could have just let things go. It's not like we treated Tim with violence. You didn't have to go all the way to make it a police matter. Tim is our child, and we are the ones who are actually taking care of him. Although I try to respect the fact that there are so many different family values, I realized that your family's parenting had too many problems. And though this is something I actually didn't know, I guess there were already several reports to the Children's Guidance Center from your neighbors, right? Is it true that you kicked Tim out of your house so many times in the middle of the night? I heard that it was also becoming a problem at school as well. So, I guess it's not just me who noticed these serious issues about Tim. And sooner or later, you would have been in the same situation anyway. Well, I've been doing all that I can on my end, so don't blame everything on me. Please, Melissa, you gotta help me. This time, I promise I will handle everything correctly, and I will take good care of Tim. Well, you'd better tell that to the police and not me. I just did what I at least can do on my end now, because Tim was crying, saying that he was always lonely and things were getting really tough. I assumed Tim was always pretending to be strong and independent in front of adults. But as Tim finally talked to us about his true feelings, I believe his words and was also relieved to hear that. I just couldn't stand seeing him so unhappy anymore, so I just had to help him out. Since I have never had a child, honestly, I don't fully understand what you're going through, but it definitely looks like you've become a desperate adult that is actually being helped by your independent child. Right after that, unfortunately, Tim's parents both got arrested by the police. As my sister-in-law was actually saying, it looks like her husband's power harassment caused her to be so irresponsible about parenting. But it doesn't change the fact that my nephew was staying alone at home in the doghouse outside as Laura and her husband were enjoying going on the trip anyway. And in addition, from what I heard from the Children's Guidance Center, it seems that her husband made Tim go outside in the middle of the night, and even though he didn't actually hit them, he was chased around with a bat in her husband's hand. Although it will just be a short period of 2 months, Tim's parents were both imprisoned, admitting to their faults. And my sister-in-law decided to divorce her husband while she was in prison, and is saying that she wants to live together with my nephew after she gets out of there and starts living in a new environment. Of course, Tim's feelings come first, so it's up to him to decide, but I do really want to support him as much as possible. Though, I'm not sure if it's the right decision to return a child to a parent who did such horrible things to him. If I can actually be persuaded by my sister-in-law's change of attitude, regretting what she has done in the past to Tim, then when the time comes and we think she's ready, as a family, I would like to reconsider the situation and try to support her to move forward with her life as much as I can. But with that being said, I still want to prioritize supporting my nephew's emotional growth of mind and happiness together with my husband. Currently, my nephew and his dog Spot are staying at our house, but we were surprised to know that my nephew is actually a pretty mischievous boy now. But even so, I'm so relieved to see him show his true self to us just like an ordinary kid does in front of their parents. It seems that he no longer forces himself to pretend to be strong and independent and relies on us without any hesitation. So, if my nephew feels comfortable and chooses to live with us, of course we will accept that, and my husband and I are actually looking after him now, determined to take care of him until he becomes independent. Honestly, I don't know what will happen as this totally depends on my nephew's feelings and my sister-in-law's future situation, but I really wish my nephew will be able to find his true happiness, and we are fully prepared to support him in any possibilities as well. So my husband and I will continue to cooperate to spend quality time with our nephew so he can live together with us full of happiness. Thank you for watching Peep Talk videos. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel. Please visit us again to check the next video.